For the record, give me your name and where you're from.
Paul Sims from Rolla, Missouri.
Okay. Paul, you're running for the Republican nomination for the President of the United States. Tell me why.
Because I feel a calling from God and my people. They've asked for somebody to step up that's an ordinary citizen, everyday man. I'm answering the call.
You say you're a platform Republican. Tell me what that means in your mind.
In my mind, the platform, small government, limited government, the Constitution, and doing just what we need to in federal government, and letting the states and personal and people have the rest of the rights that are not given to them.
What do you? I mean, this is. It seems so improbable, you know. You say you feel a calling from God, but how do you really see yourself, and how do you really think that you can pull this off?
Well, after being 7 years, seventh-generation American, a person that loves God with all of his heart, and a person that really loves his country and Constitution, an ex-firefighter that was willing to lay his life on the line, basically a George Washington of today, and I'm not tooting my own horn on that. I believe that the people will come behind me if they can hear my voice and see what I'm after, that it is what they are after.
Well, and speaking of hearing your voice, I mean, how do you want to go about, you know, to be able to run for office of any kind these days? You need just millions. It seems like you need millions and millions of dollars to run it. How are you going to run your campaign? How are you going to get your message out?
I'm going to get the people of the United States to run me for president instead of me running for president. I've got messages going out on the CBs all over the country because of friends of mine that are truckers, the internet, with all the social networking sites. Every aspect that I can get a hold of, I'm utilizing. I'll be going to anything that they will invite me to, because I do not feel like you should push yourself upon the people, but go where they ask you to be.
Now you feel yourself aligned with the Tea Party movement. Tell me why they kind of fit your mold.
They're after the same things that I am. They want their Constitution upheld. They want the limited government. They want physical responsibility. They want us to stand on moral issues and stand on our laws, and to protect our nation from foreign enemies, foreign and domestic. Right now, you can look at the borders and see how porous they are. I know we're trying to fill those gaps in, but we also need to deport those that have come here illegally. It's like if somebody comes upon my property, that's trespass if they do not have permission. Well, that's breaking the law, and we are a nation of laws.
How do you see us pulling out of the current economic malaise we're in?
By cleaning up our rules and regulations to where we can get America back to work. We'll have to also put some limitations on the reach of the federal government. The tax code is going to have to change. We're going to have to go to something that's less intrusive. I support the fair tax. Actually, I think it's the freedom tax is what we should be calling it, because it allows people to keep their money if they so wish. But if they decide to have the money and decide to buy something new, then they pay their taxes. It takes away the business and corporate taxes, which we end up having to pay because they just add that to the cost of doing business and let our businesses come back into this nation. We're going to have to take away the overburdensome problems that they're facing. Healthcare is going to have to come back to the people. The companies are going to have to come to us to get their clientele. That way we get competition back. We're going to have to just make a business-friendly climate, and that doesn't have to wait till I get to be president to start. We're going to have to also stand upon the point of, like our Congress here in Missouri, we have term limits. And it's not to punish the good representatives and senators, it's to keep the balance and keep the bad ones out, to where we can have straight out of the people legislators and governors and the like, and president.
Do you feel maybe that we keep trying the same old ideas over and over again, and maybe that you need a little bit of a change in that way?
Yes, sir, we sure do. Somebody once quoted that if you keep trying the same thing the same way, you will not ever get a difference. Sorry about that, I didn't come out quite right.
Yeah. Give me a little bit about your background. Where did you come from, and what did you do, and what are you doing now?
I worked anything when I was a young man to try to make a living that was moral and gave me a good paycheck. Some paychecks weren't very good. You know, started out $2.30 an hour. But then I got the calling to be a firefighter, stood up for 5 years professionally, 9 years total. I was volunteer for 4 years until my back went out. And then I went back to the farm, which I'd been raised on, and I've taken it over since. And my family, God bless them, are all helping me. And I've been working with legislatures, trying to talk them into doing the right things, I don't know, for 10, 15 years now. And they want to do the right things, most of them that we hire, but they need us backing them. And if we can give them an everyday president, I think they'll have the backing.
People say maybe that you haven't been to Washington, you don't come from Washington, you don't know the inside, you don't know the way things work. How do you feel that's a strength for you?
You know, right now we have tried this with people that come from Washington for how many generations? Where are we? It's not positive. So maybe we need a definite change to where the people are in charge again. We've got to clean out the lifelong politicians that are not doing our will and get back to those that do the people's will.